We had some really awesome Sekiro Shadows Die Twice trailers recently that prepare us for the upcoming launch of the game and showed never seen before abilities, upgraded versions of those abilities, the skill menu and way more. So I thought let's go over them so you are more prepared for when the game launches on March 22nd. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated and let's go. Let's start with a new look at the different weapons that you can use with your prosthetic arm that you get at the beginning of the game. So we saw some of them in the new gameplay overview trailer. You can namely find these items in the world and they really change up your playstyle and are needed against some of the enemies. I already covered some of them here on the channel following the recent play session in London, but now we got another look at the loaded axe, for example, that destroys shields, the loaded spear that you can use for like long range attacks but also to grab enemies towards you. We see the flame vent that you can use to do burning damage. They show the shuriken that you can actually find really early in the game and can throw to enemies. And then the firecrackers as well that can be used for an AoE attack that stuns the enemies. And in the launch trailer, it seems like it has a bigger radius for this attack as well. Not sure if those are all the prosthetic arm upgrades that you can find in the game, but what we do know is that you can upgrade them to make them stronger. And we never saw this sort of upgrade menu before. Well, now thanks to PlayStation Underground, they showed new gameplay and also how the prosthetic arm upgrade system works. So here we also see the shuriken that you can upgrade to charge it and then hit an enemy multiple times. We already had footage of that in our play session. And you see that you have to find the shuriken and upgrade it before you can upgrade the other prosthetic tools like the loaded spear. But before you can do anything with the spear, just like with the shuriken, you have to find it in the world first. And here we already see some other things that you can do with the spear. You can namely hold R2 for a rush attack, so you rush straight ahead. Sounds pretty awesome, but you can also upgrade it even more if you have the previous things unlocked. And to upgrade them, you need the scrap iron material. And then you got the cleave type for the loaded spear that allows for long range thrust attacks. They hover over more things, like an upgrade for the shuriken that pierces enemies, so likely takes off their armor. And that's kind of the thing, they just give a brief look at the menu and don't like show all the things that you can upgrade. But you also cannot see everything from the beginning yet. We do see long spark though, that enhances the firecracker ability, so the flames like bloom for a short while after you use this ability, while in the gameplay that you see here, it disappears like immediately after you use the ability. Another really cool thing that you can do with the prosthetic arm is the loaded umbrella that you see here like parry an incoming attack, looking really awesome in the meantime as well. You can carry 3 of these weapons with you at one time and then switch between them. So you gotta pick your favorites, or likely the ones that will help you the most during certain encounters. Apart from the prosthetic tools, you also have different skills that you can unlock in Sekiro. And we saw some really cool new ones in the gameplay overview trailer. And we can now take a look at the skill menu as well. You can access this by going to the sculptures idols, the sort of bonfires in this game where you also respawn after you die, and purchase spirit emblems that you need to use the prosthetic tools. But yeah, let's take a look at the skill window in the game, because we got 3 different skill lines. The first one is the Shinobi Arts that has the very strong Mikiri counter, and if you perfectly time this ability, then you can step on the enemy blade and do a ton of posture damage onto the target. And if they have a full posture bar, they can deal a ton of damage, instantly killing most of the enemies as well. So this is a high risk, high reward skill for sure. And we also got the Shinobi Eyes that increase the damage of a successful Mikiri counter. And we by the way see that the skills in this later section cost 3 skill points, like you see that on the top right corner of the screen. And in this case you have 8 skill points that you can spend. Another skill that they hover over is nice for stealth gameplay, suppress sound, so you make less noise when crouching around. And we got vault over as well, so you can jump behind an enemy that has its posture broken and then likely do a step from behind. And if you by the way did not know, you can break the posture as well by just hitting with regular attacks, and when the enemy like parries a lot, then the posture bar will fill, and when it's full you can do the break posture attack. The second skill tree is called Prosthetic Arts, and we see one skill there called Chasing Slice that lets you do a charge attack and then a slice like straightly after that. And we also see the Ashina Arts skill tree that has the sort of forward slash that deals high posture damage. And there are more moves that they did not hover over in the skill menu as far as I know, but that we did see in the gameplay trailers, like for example one attack where you like disappear and then appear somewhere else. styles that will be really handy indeed, and we got more acrobatic moves as well that you should be able to unlock. So far it seems like all the skills will add some meaningful things to the combat. And there's more like shown in these gameplay trailers, like bosses. I don't really want to touch on that because I know you want to like experience that for yourself. Overall, the gameplay trailers showed a ton of awesome things, but mostly went in depth on some of the basic things that we already discussed in the previous video on Sekiro that I did here on the channel. You can watch that by clicking on the screen. It will appear in a second here. Of course, subscribe for way more Sekiro content. We will have a ton of tips and tricks here up on the channel, so totally keep an eye out for that. Like the video to support the channel, and I will speak to you next time. The game is almost out. I really can't wait to play. For now, goodbye.